Welcome to Chicago Public Library's Art Beyond Borders with Amanda Zagloba from the Harold Washington Library Arts and Music Department. This program is part of the One Book, One Chicago 2020 season, exploring the theme Beyond Borders and the book Exit West by Mohsin Hamid. Welcome. Today we're going to be making fabric-wrapped bangles. But first, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the history of bangles. They're cross-cultural and can be found across the world from places like the Middle East and Central Asia all the way to Peru. The oldest known piece recording bangles was discovered in 1926 in India and is the Dancing Girl, a sculpture dating back to 2500 BC. So now that we know a little bit about the bangles, we're going to be making our own fabric-wrapped bangles. So today we're going to be using bangles, and you can purchase bangles specifically for this project, or you can use one of your own that you no longer need or has lost its luster. If you don't have bangles, you can use leather cord to make a faux bangle, and we'll be showing you how to do that as well. Additionally, you'll need glue, and it doesn't matter what type of glue. It could be super glue, E6000 or jewelry glue, just as long as it works and connects your fabric to your bangle. You'll also need fabric or even embroidery floss for your bangle, and it'll need to be cut to at least 2 inches wide. Additionally, you can use Mod Podge to further cement your fabric to the bangle if you want. So if you don't have a bangle at home, you'll want leather cord. We're going to measure our cord around our hand because we want to make sure that it actually crosses over our hand. And you'll want to make sure that the ends overlap slightly when you cut the cord. Okay. Once you have your cord measured, you're going to take and glue your ends together. And once you've glued the ends together, let it sit until it's completely dry. Then we're going to take and use this as our bangle and wrap around that. If you have a bangle already, we're going to take and glue a little bit on the bangle. And take our fabric and simply wrap it around the bangle. You'll want to make sure the fabric overlaps each time so that you get all of the wrinkles, or as many of the wrinkles, out as you can. You don't have to glue as you go unless you want to for some extra protection. If you decide to use embroidery floss, you'll want to glue, put a dab of glue about every half an inch or inch, just to make sure that it stays in place, or any time that you change colors. If you decide you want to change colors, all you have to do is put a dab of glue, glue down the end of your color on the inside of the bangle so it's not visible, then glue down your next color and start with that. And then when you reach the end of your bangle, you're simply going to cut off your fabric and place a line of glue on the inside of the bangle and glue it down. If you want, you can use the Mod Podge as a cover over the bangle to protect it. When you've completed your bangle, it should look something like this. The fabric one has been finished in Mod Podge just to give it some extra protection, and the embroidery floss one is left as is. That's it for this episode, but stay tuned for more Art Beyond Borders, as well as dozens of other virtual events, reading recommendations, blogs, and more throughout the One Book, One Chicago 2020 season. For more information, visit onebookonechicago.org for details. See you next time.